Yeah, excerpt number 20. Rabash, Jacob dwelled in the land where his father had lived. Excerpt number 20. A person should work only for the Creator, meaning without any reward. This means that he is ready for complete devotion without any reward, without any return being born out of his devotion. Rather, this is the core, his purpose, that he wants to annul his self before the Creator, meaning his will to receive, which is the existence of the Creator. That is what he wants to annul before the Creator. It follows that this is his goal, meaning his goal is to give his soul to the Creator. Excerpt number 21. Zohar Lam. Happy is he who diminishes himself in this world. He is great and superior in the eternal world. One who is small in this world is great in the eternal world, and one who is great in this world is small in the eternal world. The Creator augments only one who diminishes himself and diminishes only one who magnifies himself. Happy is one who diminishes himself in this world. How great is he in the eternal world. Excerpt number 22. Rabash. What is an optional war in the work? A person should work on having a desire and yearning to want to annul his authority. As our sages said about the verse, if a man dies in a tent, since the Torah exists only in one who puts himself to death over it. This means that he wants to annul his self, meaning he must achieve a state where he has but one authority, the authority of the Creator. In other words, a person does not do anything for his own benefit, but sees only to the benefit of the Creator. This is called singular authority, and it is called optional war. In other words, he is fighting against himself to obtain the singular authority, and this is called optional war in the work. Excerpt number 23. Rabash, what is the cup of blessing, should be full in the work. When one can walk with his eyes shut above reason and believe in the wisdom of the sages and advance to the end, this is called gestation, because one has no mouth. Gestation is the state of Malchut, which is the smallest and most restricted, and is called Ibur, from the words transgression and judgment. As implied in the words, the Creator judged me for your sake. And the matter of transgression and judgment, din, should be explained, because one has to walk with his eyes shut above reason. The body opposes it, and for that reason, one must continuously overcome it. And this is called transgression, wrath, and trouble. Because it is hard to work to always walk in a state of annulment before the upper, and let the upper do whatever he wills with him. And this is called ibur, gestation, which is the smallest possible restriction. Excerpt number 24. Rabash. What is a flood of water in the work? We must know that it is a lot of work before we attain the quality of Binah. That is, to be content with little with his feeling and his mind, and be happy with his share. with what he has. That person can always be in wholeness because he is happy with his share. But what can one do if he has not yet obtained this quality? And he sees that he cannot overcome his will to receive. At that time, he must pray to the Creator to help him so he can go in the work with his eyes shut and will not need anything and will be able to do everything for the sake of the Creator despite the resistance of the body to this. That is, he does not tell the Creator how he should help him. Rather, he must subjugate himself and annul before the Creator unconditionally. But since he cannot overcome his body, he asks the Creator to help him win the war against the inclination. Excerpt number 25, Rabash, what is the Torah and what is the statute of the Torah and the work? When he wants to do everything for the sake of the Creator and not for his own sake, here the body resists with all its might, since it argues, "Why do you want to put me and my domain to death? You come to me with having to work only for the sake of the Creator and not for one's own sake, which is truly annulment of the will to receive from everything. You tell me that our sages said the Torah exists only in one who puts himself to death over it, meaning to put to death all the domain of the self-benefit and care only for the benefit of the Creator. And before this, a person is unable to be rewarded with the Torah. Yet a person sees that it is unrealistic that he will have the strength to go against nature. At that time, one has no choice but to turn to the Creator and says, "Now I have come to a state where I see that unless you help me, I'm lost. I will never have the strength to overcome the will to receive, as this is my nature. Rather, only the Creator can give another nature." Excerpt number 26, Rabash, letter 65. A person must decide that he wants the Creator to give him a desire to completely annul before him, meaning not leave any desire under his own authority, but that all the desires in him will be only to give glory to the Creator. Once he decides on complete annulment, he asks the Creator to help him execute it. This means that, although in the mind and the desire he sees that the body disagrees with him, annulling all his desires before the Creator, instead of for his own sake, he should pray to the Creator to help him want to annul before him with all the desires, leaving no desire for himself. This is called a complete prayer, meaning that he wishes that the Creator will give him a complete desire without any compromises to himself, and he asks of the Creator to help him always be with his righteousness. Excerpt number 27, Shamati 19, Balasulam. The importance of the work is precisely when one comes to a state of zero. When one sees that he annuls his whole existence and being, for then the will to receive has no power. Only then does one enter the Kedusha. Excerpt 28, Rabash, the upper one scrutinizes for the purpose of the lower one. The lower one is powerless to begin the work, but only in the form of lo lishma, called will to receive, for only the lo lishma gives the first moving force of the lower one. For when a person does not find sufficient flavor in corporeal pleasures, he begins to search for spiritual pleasures. It follows that the root of the work of the lower one is the will to receive, and the prayer called man rises up, and then the upper one corrects this man and places on it the power of the masach, which is a desire to delay the abundance before the lower one, knows about himself that his aim is to bestow. That is, the upper one bestows upon the lower one good taste and pleasure in the desire to bestow, by which the lower one feels his exaltedness. At that time, he begins to understand that it is worthwhile to annul before him and cancel his existence before him. Then he feels that all that there is in reality is only because such is his will, that the Creator wants the lower one to exist, but for himself. He wants to annul his existence. It follows that then all the vitality he feels is regarded as lishma and not for himself. When he feels this, it is considered that he already has the correction of the man, and then he is also fit to receive the mad as well, for there is no contradiction between them anymore. Since the lower one too wants the benefit of the upper one and not his own benefit, it is considered that when the upper one gives the lower one mochin, he also gives him the clothing of the mochin, meaning that he gives the lower one the abundance as well as the power of the masach, which is the desire to bestow. This is the meaning of from lo lishma we come to lishma. Excerpt number 29, Rabash, entry into the work. Only after he achieves this degree called lo lishma, he is rewarded with other phenomena. When he comes to a higher state, that is, at that time, he has no consideration of himself, and all his calculations and thoughts are the truth. In other words, his aim is only to annul himself before the true reality, where he feels that he must only serve the king because he feels the exaltedness and greatness and importance of the king. At that time, he forgets, meaning he has no need to worry about himself, as his own self is annulled as a candle before a torch, before the existence of the Creator that he feels. Then he is in a state of lishma, for her sake, meaning contentment to the Creator, and his concerns and yearnings are only about how he can delight the Creator, while his own existence, meaning the will to receive, does not merit a name whatsoever. Then he is regarded as bestowing in order to bestow. Excerpt number 31. And purify me in your mercy to pray in devotion, and I will be able to annul my entire self and not pray for my own benefit at all, but will only merit to completely be annulled in the prayer, as if I do not exist in the world at all, and my entire intention in this prayer will be only for your sake, to raise the Shekhinah from exile, to reveal your godliness in the world.